You are now listening to
The Real Tea with Dom and Z.
How you living? Have you drank your water today?
And I hope you aren't in a business that pays you, okay? Today we are having episode number 2. And today's topic is, have you set goals for your next stage in life?
Yes, and are you prepared, sis?
Let's get into the tea.
All right, tea babies. The reason we chose this topic today is because it's not something that's discussed in our households enough.
Right.
Sometimes it could be a hard conversation. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes the ones before us don't know. But it's definitely something that is not discussed enough. So, according to the Erickson's stages of life, there are 8 stages in life. And I had it right here. Where did it go? Anyway, there's 8 stages of life that is mentioned here. And it is preschool, school age, adolescence, which is teen, young adult, middle adult, maturity. We're basically going to focus more on that teenager, young adult, middle age, and older adult stage.
Right.
Because that is probably going to be more of our audience. That is going to be more when you want to start thinking about some of these things to make sure you're prepared, and hopefully you're setting those goals to be prepared. After listening to this episode, hopefully our goal is to at least get your wheels turning to start some of these things that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Having a plan, getting used to these things.
Yes. So Z, what do you wish you would have known growing up?
What do I wish I would have known growing up? I would say I wish I would have known to just be myself. I feel like when I was younger, I just kind of did what everybody else wanted me to do. I didn't do really what made me happy. I just did whatever my mom wanted me to do, whatever my dad wanted me to do, or people around me. I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't do the things that made me happy, which I think affects me now in my adulthood. So, yeah, I would live for myself, you know. I would live for myself.
And I agree with that. And you know, a lot of times, even though you say you live for yourself, a lot of times when you're younger, you don't even realize what living for yourself really means until you hit adulthood and start really figuring out who you really are, and as you're becoming into the woman that you're going to be.
Right.
So you are in that young adult stage. I'm in the young adult stage too, but I'm almost.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on that door.
Yeah, she knocking real hard.
On that young adult stage, and I'm looking at the Erickson stages of life, and the young adult stage is from 21 to 39, and the middle age is from 40 to 65. Older adult is 65 and older. And then they have teenager, but for teenager it says 13 to 21. 21 is not a teenager. That's a young adult in my eyes. Really, after 18, you're a young adult in my eyes. But so a few things, we're just going to get into it because, you know, we spoke with your uncle, which is my husband. He touched on a few topics. And he basically said, you know, like after school, he suggests that you don't, after high school, he suggests that you not take a break, that you just jump right into it. Sometimes when you have a plan, that plan may not work out that you have. So make sure you have a plan A through Z.
Always have a backup plan in whatever you do.
Yes. And that's whether you go to college or not. You still should have some sort of plan, because there are so many avenues and resources and things to do now other than just going to college. Go to college because you can make more money, but college is just not for everyone.
It's not the only option. Definitely not the only option.
Yes. And a big thing is to set goals. So as you go through these stages in life, it's good to set goals and realistic goals and stay consistent with those goals. Because as you set these goals, as we all know, we always have like a okie doke is what I call it. Something that you didn't plan that will pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I just had a child. That wasn't in my plan. Even though my child is a blessing from God, but that was not in my plan. However, life goes on, and I have to still be, even though I wasn't mentally prepared for that, I still have to be somewhat prepared, because guess what? Want or not, that baby here. That baby is here. That baby is coming, and the responsibilities of taking care of a child is here. So, we're gonna just jump straight into that with parenting. I feel as though as soon as you have your child and you get your child's social security number, you should be at the bank starting a savings account for your child. You should also add your child as a beneficiary to any life insurance policies, bank accounts that you have, trusts, wills, and anything else you got going on.
And don't think you're too young, because that's what I tell my auntie. Like, what really, I'm 22. Like, I feel like I'm too young for all of that. But you're never too young. She, opened up my eyes to that, because, as my daughter grows, she will still get whatever I do have. So never think it's too early. You're too young. Go ahead and fill out all of that stuff just to be more than careful. You never know.
Yes, and then if in most cases, like if you have a bank account, I don't care if you have $1, that dollar is for your child. And if you have your child as a beneficiary on your account, or anybody, it may not be your child, you might not have any kids. It could be a sister, brother, parent, cousin, whoever. Whoever you put on your account as your beneficiary, they should know that they're a beneficiary, so that they know what to do. They should also know what to do in the event if anything happens to you. But you want to know that if something does happen to you, that your child is taken care of.
Right.
And that's another thing that we were saying, like, that's a hard topic. That's a hard conversation that we don't have. Like, I think
because it's hard, but it needs to be done.
You don't want to talk about death. You don't want to think about death. But we all got a date. Everybody got an expiration date. And we want to make sure that we're prepared, or have our loved ones prepared for that situation. For instance, you got Nene Leakes and Nick Cannon, who just lost loved ones. Nene was probably somewhat prepared because Greg was sick.
Right.
And had been sick for a long time. Nick Cannon, on the other hand, his baby was 5 months old. And even though the child had an illness as well, you still don't prepare to lose a child.
Right.
So it's like sometimes, even though we don't think about those things, they happen.
You don't want them to happen, but they still can.
They still can. And you want to make sure you're just prepared for anything that happens. And that's why I don't care if you open up a savings account and you start it up with $1. I don't care if you have a goal to put $1 in that savings account, and this is either for you or your child. If you got a monthly goal to put $1 in that savings account, put it in now. Because that dollar is going to add up every time. You also have to think you're not going to stay in the same situation.
Right.
So
you're going to keep building on it.
You might be at McDonald's right now. And even if you are at McDonald's, hell, you might go up and be a crew member. You might move up to manager. And every time you go into these steps at your job, you're going to be able to put up more money. Don't take that money and go shopping.
Right.
Don't take that money.
Don't take
and
that
go,
baby money.
You want to go buy the new Jordan 11s. Don't go buy a new car and all of that. Put that up in your savings, because guess what? It's going to come a day where you wish you would have put that money up. And, because again, unexpected things happen. Your car break down.
Oh, Lord.
A bill come up. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Like, we can't be living just for taxes no more.
Y'all know your car start to break down as soon as everything else going on. Then your car start to break down, and then it start happening left to right. Yeah, get that savings account.
And we live within our means, but just because you make more money, don't add more bills.
Right.
Put that money up for a savings, because guess what? Eventually, I know you want to buy a house. Don't wait until you're 30 to try to put up to buy a house. If you have already done that, that's okay. You didn't know. My goal is to get you set up now, give you the knowledge now. So if you are 15, or if you have a 15-year-old child, 16, you should start putting up for college for them. If they're not going to college, guess what? They have a good little bit of money to get them started with whatever their next step of life is.
Right.
If they want to buy a car, if they want to get their first apartment, if they want to start a business, if they end up having a child, you have a little blanket for them.
Right.
Or for yourself. When you're, I wish when I was 16, I would have known about saving and stuff like that, because I didn't grow up in a family where when I hit a certain age, my mama bought me a car. No, I bought my own first car. I saved up and bought my own first car. But I bought that car. My very first car was a 82 Buick LeSabre, baby.
Okay,
it was maroon. It was maroon. We had the maroon seats. You remember it?
No.
You and Leighton used to be fighting over the middle seat.
Girl,
I didn't have like that dash that be sitting in the middle. I didn't have that. It was just one straight seat.
Girl,
it was one straight seat, and you and Leighton used to fight over that middle seat in the front.
I remember fighting over the seat, but I don't remember what the car looked like.
That was a car. It was maroon, kind of like this color. Anyway, it had maroon velvet seats. Period. It had that felt looking ceiling. Period. And that was my first car. And baby, I used to be rolling and gangster leaning in that thing. And it had the little spoke rims on it. But
y'all can hear her coming down the street a mile away, cause them better not with my jewels bag was playing loud, baby. Know that. Know that.
Also just a little. And that was right after Katrina. So So when I got my little car, baby, and then I ain't had no money to get no repairs done. The car needed a little work done on it. And
so you
didn't
was rolling,
have no
but
money
ain't
for
had
that.
nothing else.
Yeah. So that's things we don't, those are things that we don't think about. Right. It's like, okay,
I got a car. What's next?
You save up $10,000 and you want to buy a car cash. You buy that car cash, and then what?
Right.
You done spent all your money.
$10,000.
Yeah, you can't do that. No. I'm so, and I've learned these things as I got older, because I used to be the one that if I had $20 in my account, that $20 was burning my hand and I had to spend it. I had to buy the name brand stuff.
Yeah.
I had to pay $30 for a shirt, $80 for a pair of jeans. And even if I pay $80 for a pair of jeans, now that's not my last. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be the freshest on the block.
Yeah, and I still be clean now. I still be clean now, but I'm not spending that money like I used to, because I think I'm more older now, so I'm more frugal. So I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want a new car right now. I'd be damned if I go get a car note after I don't work all these years and paid that car off.
You know better, yeah.
But you also, it's also okay to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So if you can afford that, do that. But make sure that savings account's sitting right. Make sure if something happened to you, your kids straight.
Right.
Make sure if you have kids that are under the age of 18, that they're straight when they get ready to step out into this world. Make sure even if you don't have the funds, you make sure you giving them the knowledge.
Right. That's all you can do.
All you can do, which means we should be talking about credit. And one day we're gonna have a credit episode, and we'll bring somebody on that's more of an expert to talk about that. But we got to talk about credit.
Definitely, because coming up into not knowing about it is just like, oh, what is credit again?
And it's confusing.
You need that to do this. Oh, you need that to do that. Oh, you need that to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you, like, with me working in the financial industry, that's one of the things that we would do is like a credit teaching. And we would go through, everything that someone has on their credit or their full financial picture to move forward with whatever was the next step. And you would be surprised how many people that were in their 30s and up that have no idea about how credit works.
Yeah.
So,
because it was never explained to them. We literally grew up with none of that knowledge.
Right.
Most of us.
And with credit, it's basically saying you can pay your bills on time. That we can trust you to pay your bills on time. So if you're going out buying stuff cash every time you buy something, you're not building your credit that way. And I know a lot of times people get scared of credit cards and they get scared. They get scared to go buy a car that you have a note on or a loan that you're making a payment on. But those are things that will help build your credit.
Mm-hmm. In the long run.
Yeah. And I know when you first graduate high school, I know when I turned 18, and I don't know if they still do this, but when I turned 18, I used to get all these credit card offers.
Mm-hmm.
And baby, I filled out for every last one of them credit cards when I turned 18, and I got every last one of them, and I maxed every last one of them out. However, I had no idea how it worked.
Don't do that, y'all.
And back then, they couldn't have been checking if you had a job or not, because
if you got all of them credit cards.
Well, you know what? I might have had a job because I've been working since I was like 15. So I may have had a job during that time, but I shouldn't have been getting credit cards, maxing them out, and then I wasn't paying them back. So here I am now in my almost 30s, and
girl,
trying to fix my credit, which is I'm good now. But when I was learning about all of this stuff and trying to fix my credit, and me working in the financial industry, my credit got to be right to even talk to other people about their credit. So I had to get my stuff together for me to even, make this money. Right. So, here I am, getting older, now having the knowledge, and I'm dishing out all of this money, trying to correct all my wrongs that I did when I was in my younger adult.
So that's something you wish you wouldn't have done.
That's something I wish I wouldn't have done. That's something I wish I would have known. I also wish I would have known back though about the savings, because I took that. I think I had $1,500, and
you thought that was a lot of money back then.
I thought that was a lot of money. I thought that was a whole lot of money. I sure did, baby. I was taking that money and fanning it on my own, baby. And
not like the rappers do.
Yes. $1,500 is chump change when you get in the real world. Yes. Like $1,500 is your mortgage or your rent. Like
quick.
And that's gone. That's gone. Snatched. But back then, $1,500, I thought I had something. I took and I bought me a car, got it from an older lady, and then, like I said, I didn't have any more money, but I was happy about my car. I was rolling around with that little paper on the back of my car and kept changing the date because I couldn't afford to get my tags. And in the state that I was living in at the time, they don't include the taxes in your payment, when you buy your car. So you have to, and that's with getting a note or not. So when I went to get my tags, the tags were like the tags in, I forget what they call it, taxes and tags, the titles, or however they say it. When I was going to get my tags, it was going to cost me over $800 to get them. I didn't have the money, and because at the time, this was right after Katrina, I was just stepping out, getting on my own. Every time I was getting paid, my money was going on my bills, So I didn't have the money to dish out for my tag. So I kept changing. I was getting the marker.
That's when a savings account would have came into play.
Yes. But I kept taking that marker or even credit card. Because I could have did it with my credit card and just paid it back that way too. But I kept taking that marker and changing that date. Because back then they used to have the big blocks that you could change the number.
No, ma'am.
Yes, I kept changing that number, baby.
Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all.
Again, I didn't have the knowledge back then. But I kept changing that date. I changed that date for months until probably tax time when I was able to get my tags on my car that time. But
so basically try to save yourself from situations like that.
Yes.
And have a savings, learn about credit, research, learn about a savings account. Just put $5 in, $10, just go up as you go and just build a savings account in case anything come up, your car break down, literally anything can happen. That's what a savings account is for. Had she had a savings account, she would have been good. But sis was out here getting a new Jordans and new outfits. She was
I wasn't wearing Jordans. I was wearing G-Nikes back then.
Ooh,
y'all call them Air Forces.
She old. that tells her age.
I was wearing G-Nikes and Soldieries.
Girl, I don't even know what that is.
You know the Soldier Reeboks?
Oh, Reeboks.
Yeah, Soldieries, baby. I had the Soldieries.
Reeboks coming back in style.
Had the Reebok Classics, the Filas. Y'all say Fila. Fila. Some people say Fila. But yeah, I had to have all those. I had to have all the new colors when they came out with the different colors of the G-Nikes.
You could miss out on things. Don't ever feel like just because everybody else got something don't mean that you need it. If you don't have the means to do it, don't do it. Look, I'm telling you, because then when something happened with the car, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I just spent $200 on them shoes.
And guess who's going to give you a ride? Because fall off to need somebody and see who really needs you.
Y'all know people don't come through. We done already seen the support.
Ooh.
We done already seen this. Look.
Speak on it, sis.
I'm going to just throw this in there. You support your people, but when you trying to come up with something, it be crickets. Dead silence. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm watching. We watching. We definitely noting. Cause mark our words. This podcast, we coming, baby. We coming. We coming. Okay. We coming. So y'all ain't gotta support now, but don't try to support later. Okay. And that's just how we feel, and that's just how we coming. Okay.
Oh my God.
But for real, support your people. Let me throw that out there. Support your people. Anywho, back into the topic.
Yes. So, we touched on credit. We touched on savings. We somewhat talked about college.
Let's go back to being so we're gonna go back to when you turn 18. What knowledge do you wish you had when you were 18 coming into your adulthood?
What knowledge do I wish I had coming into my adulthood?
When you turned 18, first of all, what was life to you? What did you think was next?
For me, 18. For me, 18, I'm just sitting up here thinking like life was different when I was 18 because it was right after Katrina.
Oh, so, yours was really different.
Yeah. So for me,
you just told your age.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. Well, anyway, y'all already know, so shit. I don't even care no more. But so for me, my mom was talking to me about college, but it was after I was hanging out in the streets and, doing this and this and that and the other. Almost getting in trouble. Almost went to jail.
You was living a life.
Then it was like, okay, my mom was like, okay, you ain't finna be at my house doing this and this and that and the other. You need to either go to college, you need to get a serious job, making some good money. You need to do something, or you getting up out of here. Right. So I had just started going to Delta College, for, I think I was doing medical coding or medical office or something like that. And then Katrina hit. So
it was way different for you.
Yeah. So when Katrina hit, I moved out of state, away from my family, with my boyfriend, who's not my husband. Period. And when we moved out of state, it was completely different for me because I was in a completely different world moving out of Louisiana. And then, hadn't been anywhere. Right. I was still a baby myself. I had never lived on my own. So I was literally just coming out of high school from my mama's house into my boyfriend's, place or his people. So, everything was different because I was trying to find the college. And when I went to school for the medical office, that wasn't something I really wanted to do. That was just something I was going to school for, to get my mama off my back.
That'd be the thing.
Right.
That'd be the thing.
So then when I went to school here, and I started trying to go to school in a different state, it was completely different because I had went to school. I went to high school in Louisiana. Right. And then trying to come to a different state, a lot of stuff wasn't the same there. Right. So, and then it was going to cost a lot more money. So, without getting all into that, it didn't work out for me to go to school when we moved out of state. So, when that happened with Katrina, it was almost like I was trying to figure things out.
You literally had to grow up right then and there. Yeah. You had no choice.
And without my mom being right there.
Right.
So, it was kind of like I got slapped with life. When
you literally had to experience everything, like you,
which is I was always a little more mature for my age. I'm the oldest of 6 children, out of 6 children, and I just feel like because I had to help out a lot with my sisters and brothers, I was already kind of a little more mature. I had already done a lot of things. I had already experienced a lot of things.
Kind of had to grow up faster, didn't you?
Yeah. So it was like, it was real life once I left my mama's house. And it was like, I was completely unprepared. So I really wish I just would have listened to my mama, because it's a lot of stuff she didn't talk about, but it was a lot of stuff that she did talk about. And I just wish I would have took it seriously, at the time that she was talking to me about it, because once I started working and she would give me a bill to pay or, have a certain amount of money that you have to give her. And it was like, I was like, this is my money. I work for this. But it was like, in all actuality, she was kind of preparing me to how I was going to be in the real world. Because guess what? When you get paid, that money gone.
That's going to be an argument. Because, there was just this post that said, do you think parents should give their kids a bill? And there was a lot of people on there that were like, if I have it, why would I make my child blah, blah, blah. But back then, they didn't really have it. So I guess it's 2 different circumstances.
Mine didn't. And it's like, it just depends on how you grew up. Because honestly, if you grow up in a household where you don't have to help out, your parents probably won't make you help out. Right. But I do think, again, back to savings, if you don't have a bill to pay, they should be talking to you about savings
for
because
sure.
As a teenager and you getting that money, even if you working at McDonald's, your paycheck might be like $500 every 2 weeks.
Girl, I thought
and if you don't have to pay, if you don't have to pay bills, like I know some of my friends had to help out and pay the car insurance because once you put that teenager on the car insurance, the insurance goes sky high. So I know some people that had to help pay that. And then I know some people who their parents took care of everything and they just had their money. But think about if you were that age and you started saving money at that age.
Oh, I wish I would have. Please
even
do.
if it was 20.
Do. Anything.
Any amount.
I wish I would have had
think about
something.
if you would have put that money up.
I blew that money so... Ooh, I couldn't tell you where that money...
Exactly. So, even though that was like super long, right? To answer your question, I wish I would have known everything. I wish I would have just listened, period.
Listen to your parents, yeah.
Yeah, because even in TV shows, you know, sometimes they'll throw something in there and you don't really understand because you're not at the age where you could understand.
You kind of just don't care. You're not really paying attention to anything. You don't care. Because honestly, if it's not being talked about at home, you don't care. It's like something that go over your head just like everything else. But that's why it's good to have that conversation. Right.
And then when you come my age, it's not like, you know, me, I've bought my dream car. I'm in my, I ain't gonna say this to my dream house, but I was able to build my first house. I was
trying to catch me right.
It's nothing that is huge that I want to do right now. So for me, it's preparing to retire.
There you go.
So, you know, now I'm preparing for that stage of my life, making sure I have enough money for retirement, and when me and my husband get old, and hopefully we could just go travel the world, and
you will, period.
and we could go live in like a townhome or, you know, something. And that's why it's good to have different streams of income. So, you know, like you was talking about people being, you know, wanting to do different type of businesses and being an entrepreneur and stuff like that.
Yes.
Even if you go to college and you got this career planned out, it's good to have something else in place too.
Always have a plan B.
Yeah. Plan B, C, D,
Shout
E,
out
F,
to
G.
everybody who is trying to be an entrepreneur, who just took that risk and did what they wanted to do. You got people cooking, you got people making shirts, you got people making cups and things, you got people doing blankets, you got people customizing shoes, just doing whatever they love to do. Touching back, she just said, you know, she was going to school for something, her mom, you know, just to get her mama off her back. And and you know, you kind of do just live for your parents. When you're at the age 18 or around that age, I wish I would have done what I wanted to do. Like, I wish I would have spoke up a little more, because I feel like I wanted to do something different, but everybody was like, well, this don't pay like this, that don't do this, that don't do that. So it just be like, okay, well, let me just do this to make you happy. So we do stuff to just make our parents happy. And then when we get older, we like, damn,
I should have.
Yeah, and you feel like you wasted time. But then I look back and I'm like, no, it's not time wasted. I still have, you know, my degree. I'm moving on to something different. I still have that degree. That degree is my backup plan now. That's my plan B. Never feel like, you know, it's too late. Never feel like something was a waste of time. So you may do something for your parents, but start doing what you want to do eventually, you know. So you may have went to school and feel like you wasted that time, but it's never too late to start what you want to do.
And if, like an old wise man say, if you, how does the saying go? If you...
She don't even know the saying.
Shut up. If you... However the saying goes is if you're doing what you want to do, you never work a day in your life.
Period. Yeah, I like that.
So if you're doing what you want to do, you know, you're doing your passion. It don't feel like work. Yeah, you're doing your passion, or you're fulfilling your passion. So, I don't care if it was something so outrageous. Take a step out on faith and just do it.
Just do it.
Now, if it's not gonna bring you money, have something that's bringing you money every week, month, whatever. You got to have income, and you also have to have that income coming in to support whatever that hobby or that other dream is. But
you could be a nurse during the day and a rapper on the side until your rapping stuff start going up.
exactly. Like, don't stop, because you just never know. You never know when you take that step out on faith what will actually happen. And have a goal and have a plan. Like, take that plan, write it out. Have a goal, write it out. Have a financial plan and write it out. We did a 3-year financial plan, even though God worked it out to where it was less than 3 years that we ended up getting to our goals. But put it on paper. Anything you want to do, put it on paper. A financial goal, a personal goal, a mental goal, a physical goal. Put it on paper and execute it, sis.
And start some affirmations. I will have a home one day. I will be a lawyer one day. I will just say it, speak it. Speak it into existence. You know, you can put it on your lock screen. Just motivate yourself. And again, don't give up. I think a lot of times you just give up because that's the easiest thing to do. But what's easy is not always what's best.
Yes.
So keep going. Keep thriving. You know, it may not be looking up right now, but keep going. You never know when you're about to reach the finish line. You could quit right when you're about to hit the finish line. So keep going and you will get to where you need to go. Yes.
Consistency. Stay consistent.
That's another thing my uncle said. He said he wished he would have stayed consistent in what he was doing.
Yes.
So whatever you do, be consistent. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep going. That hair business you got, it may not be booming right now at the moment, but don't give up. Yes. Keep sharing. Keep posting. Keep informing people. It's going to look up for you one day.
And don't worry about who's not sharing and who's not supporting, because a lot of times it's going to be people that you don't know, an absolute stranger, who's going to give you the most support. So don't worry about who is not, don't worry about who's not supporting you, okay? Just keep going.
Keep going. Keep on going.
And keep your you know, it's not good to have the what they say, how you walk on the straight and narrow or tunnel vision. But when you're working on a goal and you're persistent in what you're trying to do, you can get to it. And that is with life, personal, educational, business, whatever it is.
You don't have bad days. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing.
And you got to listen to people who have already been through those things for you. Because a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A fool learns from his own.
And I will say,
let me say that again. Let me say that again, niece. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A fool learns from his own.
Well said.
So, all this information that we just threw out there to you, don't say you didn't know about it.
Right.
Don't say you didn't know about it, because we kind of touched on everything. We talked about college, parenting, jobs, savings, credit, life insurance, preparing for retirement, all of that. Now, if you want to get into a deeper conversation, you might want to contact your financial institution. We have a lot of Prime America people. There's so many people out there now that are independently working and helping people to do their credit, so that you can really have that deeper conversation and get prepared. Also, investing is a great way to start building that income and having another income coming in. So it's so many ways out here to get money now. So
very much.
It's no reason that you shouldn't be getting money right now. Like, for real. If you're not getting money, if you're not getting to that bag, it's because you sitting on your ass. Period.
And you don't want to, because it's money out here.
Plenty. And it's enough out here for everybody to get it. So,
yes, don't be in competition with the next person.
If somebody else got doing hair and you doing hair too, guess what? You don't got to be worried about what they doing, because what God has for you is for you. And it don't matter what nobody else got going on.
And that's where we mess up a lot of times. We like, well, everybody else is doing that. Do something that's unique about you. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. God made us all different. So I'm sure there's something that you do that the other person don't do. You may both do hair, but you don't do it the same. Everybody has a preference. So she may like the way you do hair, and the other girl might like the way she do hair. It's money, plenty enough money for us all to get it.
Amen.
You ain't got to hate on the next person. You don't got to feel like, oh, well, everybody doing this, so I can't do this. Do what you want to do and support your people.
Right. And also those stages in life have nothing to do with age. And that's why I didn't want to put the age, too much focus on the age situation. Because, you know, we say go to college right after high school. That's what we're taught. But I know so many people that got their education or even another certificate in their 40s, 50s, and some even 60s.
So, it's never too late.
It's never too late. I know several people that have recently started businesses and they're much
out to
older.
those people. Shout out to my sister. She out here with she Bree Eats. Baby got Bree's credit. I don't know the exact thing, but shout out to my sister because she out here grinding.
Yeah, we gotta bring her on one day.
Yes, to talk about credit because she's very knowledgeable.
She got a little bit of everything going on.
Yes, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Shout out Bree.
Goals. She's goals.
And we want to shout out Chelsea too for sharing. Bree and Chelsea shared our post. Yes, and Tremaine. Shout out to y'all. And shout out to all the likes. And
Alita.
Comments.
My friend Alita.
Yes.
Thank you.
We see y'all. We thank y'all. And we going to support whatever y'all got going on too. Trust and believe. We see y'all and we definitely appreciate it.
Yes.
So I guess what we want for you guys to take from this episode is to be consistent in whatever you're doing. Be yourself. Do what you want to do.
Plan.
Plan
Plan for the next stage of your life. Financially planning is very important. And that life insurance is very, very,
that savings
very,
account.
very important. Please don't have your people out here selling places. Something happened to you. And I mean that in the most serious way.
Okay.
Because it's sad how many of our people have to do that.
It is.
Or they're arguing over little bitty
true.
things. Like, go on and get that will in place and have it notarized, sis. I don't care if you got a bicycle. Put that bicycle in the wheel. Like, don't,
have your family set up for anything. We don't want to talk about it like we said, but it's something that has to be talked about because we never know when our time is here.
Yes, have that conversation with your parents. Have it with your kids,
your children.
Just so that you're ready again for whatever that next stage in life is for you. And
show love to your people while they're here. Don't wait until they're dead, please.
Yes.
Don't wait until they're dead and gone to say, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that.
Or I wish I would have said this or that.
That regret will sit on you.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
Yes.
Let the petty things go.
Yes.
Love your people. Love me while I'm here.
Yes.
If you love me.
My mama always say that. Give me my flowers while I'm here.
Yeah. Because if you ain't talked to me in 2 years and something happened to me and then you posting all on Facebook.
I just talked to her. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in heaven saying, no, you didn't.
It didn't. It did. Like, I'm going to hunt y'all, whoever them people is. I swear I am. Because love me while I'm here.
Yeah. Give
your people their flowers while they're here. Like we said in the last episode, continue to check on your people.
Yes.
Continue to, support people in everything. So
drink your water.
Yes, and mind the business that pays you.
Hello. Amen.
All right, we're going to wrap it on up. And the next episode we are going to give you guys is
Hot Topics of 2021.
Yes, we are rolling into the new year. So we're going to talk about some hot topics that happened in 2021.
And if you want us to touch on anything, make sure you leave it down in the comments.
Yes,
and
talk
or
to us in the comments.
Yes, and If you want to suggest any subjects that you want us to do podcasts on, or even if you want us to touch on anything that happened in 2021. So all the week we'll be looking at what's going on and what's been happening and all of that good stuff. So until the next time, again, y'all drink your water and
mind the business that pays you.
And thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.